Good morning, good evening, and welcome to World of Warships. My name is Robin, and today we are going to sail in the Tier 10 Japanese cruiser, the Zhao. But first of all, thank you very much for tuning in the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy your time here. The IGN Zhao has 12 203mm guns with a top range of 16.2 kilometers, 40,800 points of health, 4x5 Type A3 torpedo systems with a maximum range of 8 kilometers and a top speed of 34.5 knots. For the modules I've installed, we have main armament modification 1, aiming system modification 1, main battery modification 3, steering gear modification 1, steering gear modification 2, and concealment system modification 1. For my commander, expert loader, basic firing training, expert marksman, last stand, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment expert. I have been grinding my way through the Japanese cruiser line ever since I've started playing this game. They were my go-to ships for a very long time, and they still are at this time. The Zhao is just a cherry on the cake for any experienced IGN cruisers lovers like me. But enough of the description, let's take her to battle. Here we are, on the map Northern Lights. We've spawned on the northern part of the map, and I am going to head towards C and D caps. An enemy force is already spotted, heading for A and B, and our team is deploying with a tendency on the eastern flank. I am going to try and cover objective C while I head for objective D, hopefully opening a flank. According to the minimap, most of the enemies are focused on A and B, so taking advantage of my concealment, I'm going to try and push a little bit closer to the C cap. I'm ready to turn away and flee as soon as it gets too hot, but for now, none of our battleships in the back are getting shot at, so I assume that the enemy presence in the east is scarce to none. An enemy cruiser might be heading for C, so I immediately switch to AP and oops, look who I'm going to detect out of the vicinity. I immediately open fire on his side with AP loaded, of course. First two shots only overpenetrates, but the next two are absolutely devastating. I'm rocking the faster reload modules, so my guns are ready before he understands that he is already screwed, and I take him out. We earn first blood, and that's one cruiser out of the battle. Enemy North Carolina is shooting at my ship, and I can't really turn away. My only option is to use the gap through the islands and get to cover towards D. But before that, I will have to engage an enemy Ibuki that is peeking out of his cover and firing at my ship. Ibuki did switch to AP as well, but I'm barely enough angle, so I take minimal damage. My shells land for what seems to be almost 20,000 points of damage, and I assist the friendly Friedrich der Grosse in the kill. Shells are incoming from enemy battleship, only hitting my superstructure. Torpedoes in the water from the Ibuki, but I'm safe from harm. I've pushed a little bit too far in the C cap. I got baited by that previous Atago, but I'm satisfied about the engagement. I haven't took too much damage and managed to secure a kill and now a cap for our team to benefit. It seems like we have control of most of the eastern side of the map. Objective B is being capped by our friendly DDs under the cover of a good force, A flanking squadron is taking D back, and I'm stopping my ship to lock down C. There is no point going for D anymore, that would just make me lose time, so I decide to back up and use my concealment to keep the two nearby enemy battleships spotted. The only problem we have at this point is the large enemy force moving through A cap and maybe on the way to flank our friendlies back at B. Enemy North Carolina is getting out of cover. She seems to be engaging targets over B, so I'm going to engage her and try to make a diversion. I set her on fire. She doesn't seem to want to put it out just yet, so I am going to keep firing HE at her. Incoming shells from the North Carolina. But I'm angled. I take minimal damage. I know some of you right now are screaming, use AP to your screen, and you're probably right. But I, as a Zhao, am committed to watch the world burn, so I'm gonna keep firing HE. I take one last salvo and finally switch to armor piercing. Friendly Atago is pushing through with me. The backup over D is finally through as well, but they don't have anything to shoot at just yet. Even though we have the advantage, the enemy force is more concentrated than we are. We need to regroup and we need to push them southwest. I believe I'm pretty safe pushing towards B now. The only ship that could be a threat to me is the battleship in the south. I have an enemy destroyer on my left, but friendly cruisers are on his toes, so I'm going to keep focusing the North Carolina. She's heading in B in a suicidal last stand, so I'm going to drop my torpedoes on her path. The F3s are so fast that I'm pretty sure she has no chance. Either she gets destroyed by friendly fire, either my torpedoes will finish her off. Friendly Atago has the same idea, and I think that's it for the North Carolina. Even though I'm still shooting at her, I just really want the kill. Look at the amount of firepower sent towards the North Carolina. I was actually surprised I got the kill here, but good. I have to be careful. My positioning is really not ideal. I am going to wait for the Izumo to unload his guns before I engage my turn. I have to back off as fast as I can, or I will definitely get focused. Enemy Friedrich der Grosser in the background is shooting at me, but thankfully he's missing his salvo. I sent one more volley at the Izumo and switched all my guns towards the sneaky tidbits that is going to pop out of detection range as soon as I shoot. Enemy Izumo is gonna get a good hit on me. No citadels, but a decent penetration. I see that the enemy destroyer has let smoke and probably sent torpedoes, so I'm going to use my hydroacoustic search. Now I'm just waiting to reconcile. I've made enough noise and I have to take advantage of the DD's blindness into his smoke to get away undetected. Sadly, I'm not going to see the incoming shells from the tirpitz until it's way too late. I try to cut the power and turn away, but ouch. 15,000 points of damage. I was pissed off. He's getting out of range, so I'm going to launch my spotting aircraft. Notice that I am not using the range modules for the guns. The range drop is so huge, it goes from 18.8 kilometers to 16.2, that I directly thought to install a spotting aircraft. I do not really recommend using this combination on the Zao, honestly. The faster reload is going to slow your turret traverse, and it does not really compensate for the slightly buff of DPS you're going to gain. So I'm trying to cover my retreat while still being aggressive and trying to set these two battleships on fire. The Izumo gets hit by our friendly Kutuzov's torpedoes, which is going to force him to use his damage control. My fires were sticking to him for a little while now, and I am dedicated to set more on him. That is one more fire set, and I think the Izumo is going down. I am getting shot at by long-range artillery. That missed. I have to be careful now. Some friendlies are pushing north towards C to counter the enemy force, and I'm going to try and help them. Enemy Izumo finally burned down, securing my third kill of the battle. Enemy Montana is engaged in a bow-on battle with our friendly Iowa. The Atago and I are ready to support him. Smoke was laid by an enemy DD behind the island, and I believe that another enemy cruiser is using it as cover. Oh, there we go, enemy Moskva just popped out of the smoke, and now it just got very dangerous. I have to give angle to both of them, but I'm way more concerned about the Moskva than I am about the Montana. I'm trying to set a torpedo attack on the Montana, but our friendly Iowa is in the way. He unfortunately burned down, but I'm free now to launch my F3s towards the beloved but enemy Montana. And this is where the Zao is at his best, in my opinion. Multiple targets at close range. I'm going to heavily angle against the Montana now. Enemy Moskva is going to thankfully miss my citadel while I set up for an extremely close range torpedo attack. We earn Confederate, High Caliber, and Devastating Strike. Now, this whole time, the Montana haven't shot at me yet. I don't know if he's still reloading, but he could have easily took me out right here. I'm trying to give minimal angling before he takes the shot, but friendlies in the back take him out. That's it. I've used all my repairs, and I'm actually surprised I survived that. Enemy Hipper in the back is engaging my ship, but I'm going to drop detection and use the island's cover to reconcile. We managed to rebalance the kill counter, and I think our team have the advantage now. We're greeting each other in the chat for the good work we've done overseas, and I'm thanking them for saving my ass actually. Enemy Hipper is still on the run, and he's engaged with our friendly battleship. I've switched to AP, and I'm setting up behind the islands to take some shots. My shots are going to land and deal pretty good damage. One citadel that knocked out his engine, my back guns are online and shooting, and only one salvo was enough to finish the Hipper, granting us the 5th and last kill of this battle. We earn Kraken Unleashed, and our team is about to win by points. Friendly force in the back managed to get one last kill a few moments later, and that was a win. More than 270,000 points of damage, 13,000 XP, and 500,000 credits earned. We achieved Confederate, First Blood, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, and High Caliber. This was a good battle. I think it shows the potential of the Zao, its extreme reliability, and the damage potential it can deal in any kind of situation. I was committed on this battle, we've played the objectives, and it paid off. I really enjoy this cruiser, and there will be more content to come about it in the near future, so stay tuned. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching it until the end. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, and you're a kind heart, give it a like. Until next time, you have a good one, and you take it easy.